Hey, you! I need you to hit the subscribe button below.
Chicho, turn that thing up.
Slow.
Most High Christ bless.
Christ
You're
bless.
now tuned into the Natives Hour, home of the 10 tribes. I'm
That's
Captain
right.
Gaddy to my right.
I'm to Uriel.
And to the middle,
Jesus.
all praise to the Most High, y'all. We got a good one tonight. Let's jump right into it. What we got? The dark history of gasoline baths.
That's
at
crazy.
the border.
That's crazy.
Hey, these are the things. I'm going to tell you something. Y'all see what's going on in Texas right now?
Right.
We forget the dark history of what happened to our people
Right.
years ago.
Right.
Years and years ago. They like to put stuff like this to the back of the line.
Yep.
The dark history of gasoline baths at the border.
That's crazy.
Toxic chemicals and Nazis are part of U.S. border history. Let's play that video. Watch this, y'all.
Same.
Watch this.
We know about Carmelita Torres is from a few newspaper accounts in 1917. They called her an auburn-haired Amazon, just 17 years old. She led angry women in anti-American rioting and shut down the U.S.-Mexico border. But hidden within her story is something much bigger than a single riot. It's a story about American paranoia at the border, about a toxic campaign of disinfection and discrimination, and a U.S. practice that would go on to inspire Nazi scientists.
Whoa, stop! It said America inspired Nazi scientists by what they did to the so-called Hispanics, by what they did to Issachar. It inspired Nazi scientists to do the same thing.
So
That's where they come from.
Woo!
That's where they come from.
Hey, come on, y'all supposed to drop a bomb. Oh, that's a late bomb, but you know I'll take it. Better late than never.
I'll tell you, them brothers sleep today. Them brothers sleep today. Lord,
Hey, Gene,
Lord,
we need you.
Lord help us, Lord.
We need you in the back, Gene.
Lord help us. Them brothers are asleep today. Wake up, brothers. Wake the hell up. Let's go back to the video.
At the border between El Paso, Texas and Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, thousands of people cross back and forth for work and school every day. They line up in Juarez and often wait for hours to get through the U.S. checkpoint. But the border didn't always look like this.
Crossing this border used to be free and unrestricted. People would come and go without a passport. But after 1917, Juarez and El Paso became two separate communities.
It was a turbulent year at the border. The Mexican Revolution was ongoing, and the U.S. was about to enter World War I.
All of a sudden, you have the war hysteria created by World War I. People here in El Paso that are deadly afraid that the Germans are going to attack from Ciudad Juarez.
The fear of invasion brought tensions to the border, while across the U.S., a different movement was gaining strength. The eugenics movement, based on junk science, aimed to create a genetically and morally superior population. That meant stricter controls on immigration, only allowing those deemed fit to enter. On Ellis Island, one of the busiest ports of entry at the time, U.S. health officials were tasked with weeding out immigrants they thought were unfit or disease carriers. And across the country, that process coincided with the stereotyping of Mexicans as inferior and unclean. Dozens of film titles included the word greaser, a derogatory term used to describe Mexicans. This racist sentiment was strong at the U.S.
Can we get that scripture, please? Give me Deuteronomy 28. See, we know about nigga.
Right. I bet.
We know about redskin,
Right.
but we ain't never heard of no greaser.
Right.
A greaser? What the hell is a greaser? Greaser was a slang word for Mexican.
That's crazy.
Bring it out. A proverb, a byword, an insult. Give me that. Deuteronomy 28.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37.
Bring it out.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
Go ahead.
A proverb.
A proverb.
And a byword.
And a byword.
Among all nations.
Go ahead.
Whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So the prophecy is that you so-called Mexicans will become a byword. And in 1917, your byword was greaser. Damn. That's what they called you. Then they changed it to spit. Wetback. Beaner.
That's crazy.
But during that time, it was greaser. Now, I want y'all to pay attention. Well, it's gonna get a lot more heavier. This documentary gonna get a lot more heavier. Go back. Go ahead.
Mexico border. El Paso's mayor, Tom Lee, had developed an obsession with cleanliness, and it defined his political platform.
This obsession with not only racial purity, but physical purity. He was going to literally clean up El Paso from all these bad elements. And by bad elements, he often meant racially bad elements.
One of Mayor Lee's biggest fears was a disease called typhus, spread by lice. So, under the pretense of sanitary betterment work,
now watch
he
this.
helped lead a campaign to inspect every house.
It says that this dude was afraid of typhus, which is lice, right?
Right.
I want you to go to Google, and I want you to ask Google, who brought lice to the states of North America? Can we look that up, please? Let's look that up. Let's look that up. Who brought lice over here?
It must be a big mystery to them.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery to the world.
Right. Who brought lice to?
Y'all got it? They all should say the same thing.
These people are filthy. Disgusting. But we're going to find out who it is, though.
Because when the so-called saviors of the creators of the new world, when they came over here, one of the plagues they brought here was lice to the so-called Native American Indians. Lice, smallpox,
right? Smallpox,
chicken pox, yellow fever.
Yellow fever, right? All these diseases and they carried all of them.
Got
all of them. Disgusting.
All right, don't worry about it.
Esau the devil, y'all.
Don't worry about it.
They just the devil.
Just go back. Come on.
In other words, Esau bought lice. Go ahead.
In a predominantly Mexican neighborhood. If the inspectors found lice, occupants were forced to take vinegar and kerosene baths, have their heads shaved, and clothing burned. Hundreds of homes were eventually destroyed. Lee also expanded the supposed health measures to include inmates in the El Paso jail.
They had to strip naked, take a bath inside a tub full of kerosene, and on
kerosene
one occasion,
is the stuff for lighters, man.
It seems somebody.
Hey, look up kerosene. Look up definition of kerosene. Look up definition of kerosene. Stay with us, y'all. Stay with us. Please, Gene, help me. Look up definition of kerosene.
Give him some intimidation. About to jump on the table.
Let's read that.
Kerosene. Kerosene, also known as paraffin, is a combustible hydrocarbon liquid which is derived from petroleum. It is widely used as a fuel in aviation as well as in households. Its name derives from the Greek keros, meaning wax, and was registered as a trademark by Canadian geologists.
Go down to the like this. Have that go down. There we go.
Toxicity. Ingestion of kerosene is harmful. Kerosene is sometimes recommended as a folk remedy for killing head lice.
Folk remedy was 1917 when they dumped so-called Mexicans
in a tub
of kerosene.
Right.
Go ahead.
But health agencies warn against this as it can cause burns and serious illness.
Watch this. Read the next part.
A kerosene shampoo can even be fatal.
Can even kill you
if fumes are inhaled.
Can kill you if fumes are inhaled. So when brothers and sisters was dumped in a tub of kerosene, you best believe there were fumes that were inhaled.
Yep.
Go back.
I believe that was dying. That thing was
you
killing,
best believe it.
Was
you
killing
best
them.
believe it. Go back. Go back to the definition, please.
He was deadly, man.
Read the next part. People can be exposed.
People can be exposed to kerosene in the workplace by breathing it in, swallowing it, skin contact, and eye contact.
Read on.
The U.S. National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, NIOSH, has set a recommended exposure limit of 100 milligrams per meter.
Something. I don't know what that means.
Over an 8-hour workday.
So they put a recommended exposure limit. I mean, it's a limit to this thing before it can seriously
harm you,
kill you, or harm you, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know, what is the doggone exposure limit to a tub of kerosene?
Right. You just dump.
That's 100%.
Right.
That ain't no limit to that exposure. They dumped our brothers in kerosene in tubs. But this white man ain't the devil, though.
They bought the lice, and then they try to say we could kill the lice by the gasoline. So twice the devil, man.
Yeah,
over.
Damn devil. Go back to the video.
Horrible, man.
27 prisoners, majority Mexican or Mexican American, burned to death in the fire that the newspapers called the jail Holocaust. But despite the tragic fire, Mayor Lee pushed forward with even more aggressive plans.
He sends a telegram, a Western Union telegram, to Rupert Blue, who was the Surgeon General up in Washington, D.C. And basically, well, let me just read it. Hundreds dirty, lousy, destitute Mexicans arriving at El Paso daily will undoubtedly bring and
Pause it. This is Robert Blue, Surgeon General, Washington, D.C. Hundreds of dirty, lousy, destitute Mexicans arriving at El Paso daily. This is what was sent to the Surgeon General.
That's crazy.
This is what was sent to Washington, D.C.
That's crazy.
This is what, who's that? Who was Hun Rupert Blue, the governor, right? Look him up. Look up Hun Rupert Blue.
Rupert Blue.
I think it was the governor during that time.
That's crazy.
Hun Rupert Blue. Han, H-O-N, Rupert Blue. Let's see who that was. Got it? Go ahead.
Rupert Blue was an American physician and soldier. He was the 4th Surgeon General of the United States from 1912 to 1920.
Okay, so he was the Surgeon General. So he was in control of America's medicine, medical department, right? Go down. Go down. See you. All right. Anyway, go back. So we know who he was, right?
That's crazy. So a telegram was sent to him.
Right. A telegram was sent to Han Rupert Blue.
Right.
Go back. Surgeon General, Washington, D.C. Hundreds dirty, lousy, destitute Mexicans arriving at El Paso daily will undoubtedly bring and spread typhus unless a quarantine is placed at once. The city of El Paso, backed by its medical board and state, federal, and militia officials feel that the government should put on a quarantine. Please investigate and advise me this is necessary to avoid typhus epidemic.
Wait a minute.
What's crazy is even to the day, man, the nation still look at us like that. The nation still look at us like that. That's why you know that we are the Israelites. The blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
These dudes talk about some quarantining you, dipping you in kerosene tubs because of lice. I'm pretty sure there's a million other ways to get rid of lice.
That's beyond hatred.
Dipping you in kerosene oil. Go back.
I hate it here.
Go back to the video.
Unless a quarantine is placed at once.
The government didn't agree to a full quarantine because evidence suggested that typhus wasn't a major threat in the area. But instead, they funded a new disinfection plant at the border in 1916. In this facility, every immigrant considered a second-class citizen had to strip naked. Their clothes were sent to a large steam dryer and then fumigated with toxic pesticides inside the gas room.
Gas
An
room,
inspector
does that
would
sound
check
familiar?
each person's body,
Pause it.
including private.
Don't that sound familiar, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
The gas room sounds like the gas chamber.
Right.
Sound like what the
Nazis.
Nazis did to the so-called Jewish people.
Amalek.
Hell no.
What they did to their brother.
Right. Right.
That's what it sounded like.
Yep.
That they come in, stripped naked, their clothes were sent to the gas room. They were sent to a room to get sprayed with kerosene.
Yep.
Go back.
All he was
Tell you,
doing
man, this white man is the devil,
bouncing
man.
ideas off each other.
This
That's
white
all
man
they
is
doing.
the devil. Go on, play on, brother, play on.
Parts for lice. If they found lice, immigrants would have to shave their head and body hair and bathe in a mix of kerosene and vinegar.
Stop!
Some even had their
If they found lice on them or on their clothing, our brothers and sisters, who God calls Issachar, not Mexican,
Right.
not greaser, not wetback, you are Issachar.
Right.
They made you strip naked, shave your head and your body hair, and take a bath in kerosene and vinegar.
That's horrible, man. That's horrible, man.
That's chemical warfare.
Yeah.
That is chemical warfare.
It's just like you ever clean with ammonia and bleach?
Yeah.
It's like the worst mixture in the world.
Yeah, that thing could kill you.
It can kill you. And you put kerosene and vinegar together and you tell somebody to bathe in it? Oh, come on. That's death.
For lice.
That's death.
Just
That's
for
death.
lice.
Right.
Something that can't live in your body.
Right.
Just on you. Go
That's
ahead.
crazy. That's
What
crazy.
in the hell?
Go ahead, bro. Play it.
their eyelids checked for things like pink eye, and many had to complete puzzles or simple IQ tests to prove that they were fit for entry.
So you had to do an
After this
IQ
process-
test. You had to create a puzzle
Just to get through.
just to
get
come to
through the
America.
border.
Just to get through the border.
Just to get
So you had to
through
go through a kerosene bath with vinegar. You had to shave your head, shave all the hair off your body. Then, so now this is how you know it had nothing to do with lice. Now you have to do a puzzle.
Right.
What the puzzle got to do with lice?
A competency test.
Right.
basically.
What the test got to do with having lice?
Come
That's how you
on,
know.
man.
That's how you know it had nothing to do with lice. It was
Right.
all about keeping you down. All about keeping you enslaved.
And if you
That's what
didn't,
it's
if you
about.
didn't pass that test, you can't come in.
Can't come in.
That's crazy.
Go on.
Amazing.
Go back to video.
Process, they'd receive a ticket as proof that they were disinfected. But they would need to go through this every 8 days in order to re-enter the US.
So many people didn't speak about it. They didn't talk about this humiliating process. Like they kind of internalized it. It's that psychology of shame.
The toxic baths and dehumanizing inspections at the border set the stage for a revolt, led by the 17-year-old maid from Juarez who defied the order to bathe.
Carmelita Torres was, I've compared her to the Rosa Parks of the border.
Stop.
In the morning of
Stop. Go back.
January.
Come on. Yeah. Stay away. Say stop. All you got to do is press the space bar. Click. Stops. Well, fix it. Go back.
Juarez
Go
who
back.
defied the
That it? Go ahead.
set the stage for a revolt, led by the 17-year-old maid from Juarez who defied the order to bathe.
Carmelita Torres I've compared her to the Rosa Parks
Pause
of
it.
the border.
See how fast that was? We just click on it. It is that simple. I just want to make sure. The person is not that simple, but he just did it. Carmelita Torres was compared to Rosa Parks. No, Rosa Parks, I ain't getting up off this bus.
Right.
I ain't. What happened? She didn't want to sit in the back of the bus.
Right. She had a seat in the front.
Yeah.
They told her to get
You
up.
got to get
and
up
go
for a
to the
white
back.
man. She said, hell
Yep.
no. Go back. Come on, y'all.
Said nope. Ain't happening.
Carmelita Torres. I hope I'm saying that right. Sound good though. Carmelita Torres. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost.
You
Almost
can
there.
pass. You can
Almost
pass.
there.
You pass.
Almost there. The sisters say, I ain't taking no bath. They said, woman, you got lice. You got to go take this kerosene and vinegar bath. She say, hell no. And she actually started, what is it called? The bath riot. And we're going to go into that next. It was called the bath riot. Give me Lamentations 5. It's called, say, hell no, we ain't taking no baths, no kerosene and vinegar.
Right.
Can you imagine what that was doing to them? It was killing them.
Especially the elderly, the
Yeah.
children. You know what I'm saying?
Esau, I'm gonna tell you, man, and we think that this white man has changed his agenda
Right.
just because he don't call us greasers no more. Because he don't openly call us niggas no more.
Right.
Just because they don't openly publicize eugenics. It's still going on.
Yep.
It is still going on. And you can see, hell, I just seen an article about if you get a COVID vaccination, you get a free bag of weed.
Oh yeah.
Who do you think that's for?
Oh yeah.
Who do you think that's for?
That's out there. They straight targeting our people, man. Straight targeting our people.
But we so docile, we think this man love us. We so hooked on the stimulus checks that we don't even understand what's going on.
Right.
We loving the white man right
Dumb
now.
as hell.
We loving him.
Our people must think that he changed.
Oh, he changed. Look at all this money he giving us.
Yep.
Look at all of our money he giving us.
Come on now, dog.
Right.
That's our money.
Right.
Look how much he giving us of our money. Go to Lamentations 5 and 1.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
Remember, O Lord, what is come upon us.
Go ahead.
Consider and behold our reproach.
Remember, Lord, consider, read,
Our inheritance
our land.
is turned to strangers.
Our land is turned to strangers. Read.
Our houses
Our houses.
to aliens.
God says these people that's stopping you at the border, they are the illegal aliens. They are the ones that ain't supposed to be here.
They the ones supposed to be deloused.
Right, deloused and dipped in kerosene oil and vinegar because they the one that brought the plagues over here. They brought the lice. They brought the yellow fever.
For real.
They brought the chicken pox.
And smallpox.
Smallpox.
The hell is this? All these diseases,
They brought all that.
man.
And this dude was so big on cleaning, but when the white man came over here, he didn't know how to wipe his own butt.
Right.
His underwear used to dissolve on his body.
Right.
Can you imagine the stench?
They used to crack the lice with their teeth. Eat it.
Oh!
They used to eat it.
Can you imagine the stench, bruh?
Say what?
That's horrible, man.
Read on.
We are orphans.
We are orphans.
And fatherless.
Read.
Our mothers are as widows.
Our mothers are as widows, no fathers, no leaders. Read.
We have drunken our water for money.
Watch this.
Our wood is sold unto us.
Read on.
Our necks are under persecution.
Our necks are under persecution. You know what it means to have your neck, like somebody stepping on your neck? You can't move. You have nowhere to go. You are done.
George
Stick
Floyd.
a fork in him, he's done.
Can't breathe, can't do
Can't
nothing.
breathe, can't move.
can't
You know,
do
so
nothing.
whatever the heck go, the body follows.
Yeah.
So if I got my foot on your neck, that means you are in utter submission.
Subjection, right. Yep.
You have
can't do
nothing
nothing
to say
at all.
You have no power. The Bible said that the
that's crazy.
Israelites' necks are under persecution.
I hate it here.
So much persecution that they will dip your behind in the bath of kerosene.
Kerosene and vinegar.
You know how crazy that is, man?
That's-
To dip a human being in a bath of kerosene and have him shave off his whole body,
That's borderline like
off her whole body.
acid, man.
Yeah, that's acid.
That's horrible.
Then you
bro.
mix it with vinegar.
Yeah. It's horrible.
That's the devil, man. That's what that is. Read on.
Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest.
We work and have no rest. That was Issachar's prophecy. That was Issachar's prophecy. To work, and have no rest. Go to verse 8.
Verse 8. Servants have ruled over us.
Servants are ruling over us right now. This white man's supposed to be a servant. All these nations outside of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, are supposed to serve us.
Right.
Read.
There is none that doth deliver us out of their hands.
And at this moment, we have no deliverer right at this moment. The only one that's going to deliver us is the black Messiah.
That's right.
Jesus the Christ.
That's right.
Jesus the Christ. You got something?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, let me get Psalms 44 in verse 13 real quick, because the so-called Mexicans, Issachar is what God calls you. You have put in so much work in this place. You came over to the border. You put in so much work into this place. The white man don't regard you as nothing. That's why their foot is on our necks. They don't regard us as nothing. And yet we take on the menial jobs that nobody else will do. We built America. And yet we got to take competency tests in order to come across. Go ahead. On Psalms 44, start off at verse 13.
The book of Psalms, chapter 44 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors.
Let's see what we're talking about. Read on.
A scorn and a derision to them that are round about us.
Read.
Thou makest us a byword among the heathen.
We are a byword, a reproach and a scorn and derision. So that's that telegram that went to what Mr. Blue.
Han Rupert
Blue, right. That's that telegram saying that dirty Mexicans,
detestable Mexicans
are
that needs to
coming
be
over.
quarantined.
They have not changed, not in the slightest, not in the least bit. Read on.
A shaking of the head among the people.
A shaking of the head among the people. They're looking at us like, damn, dirty Mexicans. Damn, look at these Mexicans. Read on.
My confusion is continually before me.
Read.
And the shame of my face hath covered me.
So if you ever want to know why we going through this, you are going through this because we have broken God's laws. You got to repent.
Gotta repent.
You got to repent.
Gotta repent. Because y'all think that the kerosene baths have halted.
Right.
They have not halted.
At
we
all.
still on the kerosene baths. We still dipping ourselves in kerosene and vinegar. Still to this day.
Bring it out.
You know what it's called? Never mind. I
was just saying you're going to jump the gun.
I ain't gonna jump the gun. Go to the next video. Go to the next.
That's crazy. See, they like to play the villain and the hero.
Right.
Esau the damn devil, man.
Yeah, they give you the virus and then they try to make a vaccination
And
to
act
kill
like
the virus that actually kills you quicker.
Good cop, bad cop.
Hey, you know
shit.
what's crazy? I seen this video of this black nurse. You know they always got to get a black woman to do this.
Oh yeah,
A black nurse came on a screen and they asked her, "So, did you get any side effects when you got your vaccination?" Like, no, I feel perfectly fine. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I have witnessed at least 20 people get a vaccination and have called out the next day.
Oh yeah.
Just on how sick they are.
Damn. Yeah.
Just on how sick they are. I got my vaccine yesterday. I feel like crap.
Yep.
I got headaches like crazy. My arm, one dude told me, he felt like he just got done working out.
Hey, you know what? I heard the same thing.
Like he said, my arm feel like I just got done working out.
I heard somebody say they felt like they got hit by a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, this does nothing. This does nothing.
How, Sway?
Go ahead.
Take a few steps.
Go ahead. Got in history.
Thousands of immigrants live in fear of deportation from a nation that was founded from immigrants seeking better opportunities and a sense of freedom that they couldn't have in their homelands. But now we turn away from people seeking the same foundations, people with a collective struggle to benefit their lives, who are stopped by stigmas of inferiority.
And meanwhile, the California Democrats are so tone deaf, they are arguing over what benefits we should extend to people who have no legal right to be in this state or country in the first place. As a California
Forced to assimilate
Their welfare, I pay for their ability to be here. The least they can do is welfare.
and generalized through social matters
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists,
as well as health matters.
Health issue too, because we don't know what people have coming in here. We have diseases in this country we haven't had for decades.
These common portrayals create a national consciousness that makes us turn our backs at inhumanity and dehumanization, such as atrocious conditions in detention centers, and the deaths of many crossing the border. This leaves a moral and societal problem for the United States, started from the hostility between immigrants and the common population. How did these hostilities modernize, and what did they commence? The 1917 Bath Riots broke humanitarian barriers by treating immigrants with extreme abuse both psychologically and physically, which led to their complete dehumanization and loss of individuality. This caused an almost inevitable riot against the cleansing facilities, but the riot was also caused by a buildup of tensions between Mexico and the United States.
We got to read this again. The 1917 Bath Riots broke humanitarian barriers by treating immigrants with extreme abuse, both read that. You know I can't barely read them. I was raised Judah.
The 1917 Bath Riots broke humanitarian barriers by treating immigrants with extreme abuse,
Go ahead.
both psychologically and physically,
Go ahead.
which led to their complete dehumanization.
Dehumanization. That means you are treated as less than a human. They don't treat you human. That means they treat you like a dog. Don't that sound familiar?
3/5 of a man.
Don't that sound the same? That sound like the same thing that the so-called African Americans went through.
Yep.
And they had to riot and say, "I'm a man."
Right. Hey, you know it's crazy. The whole thing that we reading and going over, so-called African Americans, the blacks
Go through the same thing.
That's crazy.
The same exact.
The delousing,
thing.
all of that. All of that.
Go back.
That's crazy, man.
Go ahead and finish reading that.
Which led to their complete dehumanization and loss of individuality.
Loss of individuality. I said that right?
Individuality.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't.
Individuality, right?
Yeah, that was right.
That's how you said it?
Yeah, that was right.
Thank you, bro.
That was right.
I know I read it right. Give me Jeremiah chapter 17. I know I read it right, bro. You can't tell me nothing. Individuality, right?
Right.
There we go.
There you go. You got it.
Better.
You got it.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Yep, 17 and 4.
The book of Jeremiah.
Because it said that go back so we can read it again so we don't want to lose a thought. Go back. Come on. Which led to their complete dehumanization and loss of individuality.
All right.
There we go.
There you go.
Individuality. So they lost their identity of self.
Right.
Which actually they've already lost already, but they lost even what they thought they were.
Right. Damn. That's crazy.
They lost everything.
You lost.
Give me that.
Twice.
Go ahead. Right. You lost it twice. You a double loser.
Dang.
Give me that Jeremiah 17.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
Go ahead.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage. Read on.
That I give thee.
Watch this.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
To serve thine enemies. Yep. Losing your heritage comes with serving your enemies.
Right.
Losing your individuality comes with serving your enemies.
Yep.
Losing your identity of self comes with serving your enemies.
Damn.
They go hand in hand. When you serve your enemies, you don't know who you are.
Right.
When you're in the midst of your enemies, they're not going to teach you who you are. They're going to rip you of everything that you think you are.
Yep.
And dip your behind in kerosene and vinegar.
Damn. That's heavy.
Read on.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies
Go ahead.
in the land which thou knowest not.
In the land which thou knowest not, because our forefathers didn't know this land. Read on.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger.
We piss God off. For some reason, we think that we are just that the bad things that happen to us is just out of the blue.
You know, it's crazy. The brainwashing of that is everybody went through that.
Everybody goes.
Everybody went through
Everybody
that.
has hardships sometimes.
Oh,
No,
right.
no.
Show me what the Chinese went through
Impossible.
kerosene baths.
Right.
Show me.
Read on.
Which shall burn forever.
Which shall burn forever. So these atrocities that's happening to us in the past, but this is 1917.
Yeah.
And even in 2021, we still got a border problem.
Right.
Still got a border. They still trying to keep you so-called Mexicans out of America. 2021, all the way back to 1917. Nothing has changed.
And what they call it, to become a citizen here, you have to take a certain test.
You got to take a test.
And the competency test that they had earlier.
And then they put everything in English.
Yep.
I hate it
Hell, I'm
here.
going to tell you something. 99% of Americans that live in America will fail that test.
Right.
Halfway.
Yeah.
I know I will.
Oh, yeah, that's real.
99% of America will fail the test that they give so-called Mexicans to take.
I think they asked about how many stripes is in the flag and stars.
Name all the 50
Hell.
states in order. Name the presidents.
Who was the 5th president?
I don't know.
Hell.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Singing the Star Spangled Banner.
Right.
Say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Verbatim.
All that stuff.
Don't miss a word.
Hell, they could barely say, I love you in English.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Go back.
Yeah, Esau the devil, man.
They caused an almost inevitable riot against the cleansing facilities. But the riot was also caused by a buildup of tensions between Mexico and the United States, which was evident by the multiple, I don't know what that's saying. Motivation, multiples cut off. That's what I was saying. I know how to pronounce motivation, but thank you. Multiple motivations for the bath riots. Play on, bro. It's crazy.
Just for clarification.
Yeah, the hell is this?
Motivations for the
Play on, man.
After the Mexican-American War, there was much resentment towards Mexican people living in the United States because of rising nationalistic views in response to the Revolutionary Era. This view of Mexican people got generalized to all Latinos and caused
Stop!
massive
Pause it! Come on, man. You got to pause at the right time. Come on. Play.
This view of Mexican people
Pause it. This part was given for white people only. Mexicans and Negroes stay out. Damn. So in a white man's eyes, Mexicans and Negroes are the same people.
Right.
Oh, damn, give me that Jeremiah 50.
Hey, you in the spirit.
Give me that Jeremiah 50, man.
The
The white man know we're the same people.
Yep.
We just don't know.
Yep.
We hate each other so much that we don't understand when we come together, we are the biggest threat to the world. Not just the white man. When blacks, Hispanic, and American people come together in unity under God's laws, we are the biggest threat to the world.
That's right. Crippled economies,
Read
all
that.
that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 33.
Bring it out.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel,
The children of Israel
and the children of Judah,
and the children of Judah. Judah be the so-called blacks. Israel be the so-called Hispanic Native Americans. Read.
were oppressed together.
We're oppressed together. That means we went through the same thing. And the world know this except the people that went through it together. Read on.
And all that took them captive.
And all that took us captive, kerosene baths, cotton fields, sugarcane fields, vinegar baths. Read.
Held them fast.
Held them fast.
They refused to let them go.
And even to this day, they refuse to let us know that we are the same people. They refuse to let us know that we ain't niggas in space.
Right.
We ain't redskins. We are actually the children of Israel. They refuse to let us go. They hate us so much.
Yeah.
They hate us so much. All these niggas are lazy. All these Hispanics come up taking over all the jobs.
They dirty.
They dirty.
Lousy,
But,
all that.
but watch,
The
they
hell
hate
is
us
this?
so much, but without us, they
wouldn't-
have nothing.
It wouldn't be no America.
Wouldn't be no America.
Wouldn't be in America.
All these big buildings built,
Yep.
God, take them down. Oh, you want us
White
to leave?
House?
You want us to leave? Let us take everything with us that we brought here. Let us take everything with us that we built here.
Right.
America will be nothing but grassland.
For real.
And even that wouldn't be kept.
Railroad tracks. Give me all the
right, all the railroad tracks. Give me those. Damn. Everything that you see in America was built by so-called people that is hated.
Right.
That's right. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You better get that right. You better get that right. Go back to Erica. We almost done. We almost done. Go ahead.
Generalized to all Latinos and caused a massive alienation of whole people. Latinos were banned from restaurants, theaters, and other public facilities, which gave white people a sense of sovereignty over them and a wide dismay for their humanitarian necessity. The majority white culture continued to utilize extra-legal violence against Mexicans as a means of asserting its sovereignty.
Can we look at the definition of extra-legal? Extra-legal violence. Look up that terminology. Extra legal.
Hey, but one thing I noticed she said is it made them feel like they had a sovereignty over them by having them kept out of certain places. So that's that mind. That's that they messing with your mind. They make you want to assimilate and envy them because they say don't come in here.
Look, read that. Extra legal.
Extra legal, adjective. Not regulated or sanctioned by law.
So what that means is that they were making their own laws that were not even in the law.
Hey,
that were not regulated by the judicial system. They were making their own laws.
They do that right now.
Damn.
Living by their own damn code.
They were making their own laws just to keep Issachar down.
Yep.
Go ahead. Go back. We almost done. Disclaimer, please, so we don't get kicked off. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Thank you.
The sense of power the U.S. got after
Appreciate
the war
you.
made some Texans believe they were superior to Mexico and Latinos in general due to their victory. Texas Rangers in specific displaced this newfound power into Latino immigrants because they were not only seen as a threat to national security, but also white people's monopoly over the social class system. They asserted their power through atrocious crimes such as lynching, arson.
Oh, whoa, stop.
Key point.
Stop. So you
Wait a
telling me
minute.
Mexicans were lynched too?
Oh, wait a minute.
Mexicans were lynched too?
Dang.
Why won't we learn this in school? Why don't we learn that Mexicans were lynched too, just like Negroes were?
That's all I knew.
Why don't we learn that?
Right.
Bring it
Run
run it back so we can show the people again just how the so-called blacks and the so-called Hispanics are the same people.
Thing.
Yeah,
the same thing.
We're the same people.
Right.
We are the same people. Run it.
White people's monopoly over the social class system.
Run it back.
They asserted their power through atrocious crimes such as lynching, arsons, and shootings. Some of these crimes, predominantly lynching, were incorrectly reported, which is why the magnitude of Latino violence in U.S. history remains unknown.
Stop.
Were incorrectly reported.
It said the main way of killing was lynching.
Yep, lynching and shooting.
And these lynches were not reported. That's why Latino violence is not taught in history.
Right.
Damn! And this white man's got to go.
Yep.
That's why Latino violence was not taught in history, because they were not documented like that. But the main method of killing Mexicans, so-called, was lynching.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's heavy, bro. That's some heavy stuff.
First of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. These dudes, man. Y'all all right today? Ah, man, come on, man.
The public manipulation through propaganda and resentment caused a wide dismay over these brutal killings.
This is where the story separates into. Before 1915, Mexicans and Americans would freely cross the border in order to find economic opportunities from both countries, whether it be new jobs or recruiting workers. This all changed when Thomas Lee Jr. became the mayor of El Paso. Lee had a focus on cleanliness and was determined to get rid of sources of disease which he viewed were the immigrants and Latinos in the area. Along with other scientific journals, he managed to incorporate this perspective among other El Paso residents, which only increased the tensions between Mexico and America. In 1910, a revolution had commenced in Mexico, which started from feuds between the oligarchies that controlled the government. This feud was shown through the rivalry between Porfirio Diaz and Francisco Maduro. This rivalry caused political turmoil, which revolutionaries took advantage of by influencing the general public. These revolutionaries included Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata, which used this enveloping power vacuum to start revolutions throughout Mexico. Their goal was to find equity in terms of land between the elite and the lower class Indians. This ultimately led to Mexico emerging from a dictatorship to a democratic republic. These events were in the midst of World War I, in which nationalistic views were extreme and tensions were high. One incident in specific brought even more hostility between Mexico and the United States, which was the Zimmerman telegram, in which Germany sent a radio message to Mexico saying that Mexico should join the Triple Axis. This made the U.S. lose all trust in both of them.
Mayor Thomas Lee was
All
already...
right, that's it. We're gonna watch the whole thing. But this is a very important documentary. Brothers and sisters, when y'all get a chance, watch that thing.
We used to scream Black Power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.